All right, guys, we're going live. I would say welcome to the stream, but no one here just yet. Give you guys a few minutes. I'll also share out the stream, let others know. Just gonna go over some bot stuff today and answer questions if you guys have any. Hope everyone's weekend's good. Hope everybody caught that pump that I missed. Good stuff. Market seems pretty flat with low volume right now, but let me get this in the Discord. Let me drop it here. We are streaming live. So I'm streaming from actually at my Surface, which I really use just for like college and stuff. So I don't have like multiple screens to do things, so it's gonna be a little more cumbersome answering questions and things, but I'm gonna do my very best to do that for you guys. So if you stumble onto this video later, you could probably fast forward a few minutes. But if anyone is even on yet, drop me a little comment just to say, hey, we hear you, we see your screen, something like that. I could probably drop my own comment in. But how fun is that? That's not very much fun. Let me turn that down. Yo, we got a few people in here. What's up? How can we get the Fusion Bot? The Fusion Bot will be available publicly probably in the next few months. Right now, it's a closed beta testing. Screen good. Sweet. Everything seems good. All right. I see your guys' comments. I'm just letting them trickle in on my phone over here. So I kind of wanted to go over some of the stuff that's been asked in the Discord and different things. Let's see. Any update when we can add more than one bot? We're working on like back end things right now. So like automation and different things on the back end, so that way we could handle an influx of bots like that. And also want to make sure everything is really stable. Once we open that floodgates, everything's been working really well. But yeah, we just want to make sure. So let's see. I am in my back room while my littlest takes a nap. So internet's a smidget on the slower side, but what you could do for multiple bots that would be helpful, okay, is you can actually have multiple API keys. You could come in and just, and like really connect all these. Like, you could just keep adding API. I mean, you could have like 15 different accounts hooked up, and then you can come to your bot, and then you can assign, like you can go and change your auth token for your one bot, right? And then you could use that bot, and then you could go and change your other auth token, and it's a little more cumbersome. But in the future, we will have the option, to have more bots. So, thanks for the compliment. Yeah, you guys have been awesome with your testing, by the way. The feedback is amazing, and Borf Switch is luckily a master of coding ninja. It's like a black belt grandmaster. So he is working his tail off on that side, keeping everything going, and I do what I do, which is all kinds of different things. So yeah, I just kind of want to go over a little bit for kind of some things like coming, right? Or certain things that are active right now, like the money flow, right? I'm actually like kind of working on a money flow crossbot off to the side, and basically we'll be looking at monitoring this money flow Come on, computer, don't let me down. So as money flow comes down, considering shorts. As money flow comes up, considering longs. Obviously not during a time of like, zero volume. There's been very little volume. But yeah, there's a lot of different options that we can do for these kinds of autobots. What we have the capability, as you guys know, as admins, is to send these auto confirmations in to our system, and our system basically monitors, what we tell it to of the market, right? So, oops, confirmation one. So, like for example, money flow on the 12, value moving up, and you guys know that it follows that. So when you go to get into a trade, we come down here. Let's say you're trying to get in, and it looks and it says, oh, there's a little curvature down here. So money flow is actually starting to move up, so you could long this. So that's kind of how that works. But other things we can do too, for example, yeah, reload my page for me, will you? I don't know where everything's at. Give me just a second here. This is not scaling right. So what we can do is like monitor, let's say like the 4-hour price action above the 200 EMA, right? Which would be pretty bullish. And if we were to auto hunt longs during that time, we could basically have the bot monitor that the price action is above the 4-hour 200 EMA. And if it falls below, then that's looking bearish, and now we can start hunting shorts. So just to kind of give you guys some ideas of where we're going long term. So let me see. Yes, that's actually a very good idea about the templates. That is definitely on our list, and it is a little bit more towards the top. It's not all the way at the top, but it is definitely more towards the top. So you guys will be able to come in here and hopefully have like a template. You click it here. Maybe your favorite template is, BCT USDT or USD, right? And it'll just whatever you have in that template. If it's market, certain balance percent, certain stop loss, that's your favorite. So yeah, that is definitely coming, definitely, and definitely higher on the priority list as well. So I'm just kind of leaving this time open for like, questions, comments, and different things. I'm kind of trying to give you guys ideas too about some of the Autobot capabilities that we have. I do want to address one question that we've had, and that is, and I'm actually going to try and open my Nubosaurus again. This is looking better. Yes, I think I had it strangely zoomed or something. Yeah, there's all my stuff. Okay. So, like I was saying, being able to, on a money flow cross with the right confirmations, we could set up an autobot as soon as this bad boy crosses down here on the 12-minute, it would take a long. Or as soon as it comes down, it would take a short. But like I was saying, if we go to like the 4-hour, and right now we're looking at the 4-hour being above the 200, right? So this is a very bullish environment. Okay, so yes, you can hunt shorts and short scalps, and I do that a lot. I actually scalp a lot when I am free, but this is a pretty bullish, right, environment. So autobotting, in my opinion, would definitely be more of like, let's hunt longs, right? You have a much higher chance of catching a bottom and getting a bounce than you do catching a top and catching a short, right? So one thing we can do is to have confirmations built in where, hey, price action on the 4-hour is above the 200, so let's hunt longs, right? And we could set that up. And because we can watch multiple time frames, maybe we come down to the 24-minute, and maybe we use 24-minute crossover, different things like that. So, and momentum crosses, we could do, there's all kinds of stuff. Hey, good morning. Good morning, everybody. I see a few of you saying good morning in the chat. So, yes, and actually, I wanted to address that one question I've seen quite a bit in, when you're setting up, like, let's just say, you're setting up a J trade or whatever, and you've been to the Discord, you've looked at it, or maybe it's one that you want to trade, because you like the confluence, and, maybe it's one of Jay's scalps, and he didn't actually say, like, set it up this way, which I really think you guys should, really do your own TA. I mean, Jayson definitely does an amazing job, and you guys have no idea, actually, you might, how much time he saves me in trading because, yes, I do my own TA, and yes, I make absolutely my own decisions when I paper trade, but man, is it nice to have somebody like that, like in your corner, adding confirmations to what I'm looking at. And a lot of times, I can like see what he's talking about, understand the trade, see the confluence, and make my decisions. But so let's just say, for example, we had, somebody, Jay or you, were like, oh man, look at this. Boom, look at this level right here. I want to trade this, right? And a lot of people like to do the 12-minute, you know, um, bullish momentum, right? Or I'm sorry, bearish momentum, because we're going to short this, right? We're going to pretend that we're entering right around in here, right? We're like looking at the market and we're like, oh, we're expecting a whoosh, and then a dump, right? We're expecting a pump and then it's going to bounce off of this. Higher time frames don't have enough momentum or for whatever reason, right? So you decide you're going to go in at that trade. Of course, I'm back testing so I can be like, oh, well, actually, I want to go in right there and just be the baller who just grabs the like tip of the wick, right? Of course, that's not realistic, but sometimes it happens. And so we want to set up our trade, and I'm looking. I want to make sure we have some, you know, um, bearish momentum on the 12, right? And so people have asked, like, do you do money flow bearish momentum on the 12 as well? Sometimes I do, but most of the time I drop down to like the 6-minute, right? And what I would want to see here is I want to see, the money flow coming down on the 6-minute. So on this trade, actually, it would have kept me out. It would have stopped me from entering this trade because the money flow was still pumping and pumping until actually we came down a little bit. So right here is where you really start to get like money flow coming down. So we wouldn't have gotten into this trade, but that's just something you can consider, something you can look at if you're doing like a big swing and you want to come in on the hour and you want to trade this hourly divergence right here. This was actually a very powerful one. I don't document all my trades as well as I should, but I'm pretty sure I shorted right here. I think I shorted, and I took like 2 TPs, and I think I came up and got stopped out here. And I almost re-entered here. What? Oh, yeah, that's right. I was too busy. And I was like right here, and I was actually starting to set up a short. And before I did, it just like pumped and then just started dropping. And I was like, okay, maybe next time. Because I used to be the FOMO king, so I really try and not FOMO. So yeah, let's just say you want to trade this here, right? Right here, because there's a nice divergence. If you're looking at the 1 hour, maybe come down to the 30-minute, maybe the 12, just to get a little more local time. You can see money flow is, coming down. I think it's actually back here. Yeah, I think it was back here. So, and actually, I think it was all the way back here. So that's just something I recommend. is, just considering your time frames, dropping down, looking at money flow to get a more local. So some people really like to come down to the 3 minute, to get like a very, more accurate at the time of trade, maybe even the 1 minute. So that's just up to you guys. That's just what I recommend, taking a look at. And I would back test a lot of your trades as you guys set them up. Come in, take a look, and see what the money flow did, see what the momentum looked like, and that way, each time you do your next trade, like the bot will be set up even better, because you understand the confluence more and different things like that. So money flow up, what that means is that money flow in the past 5 ticks is moving up, right? So, which we're going to be playing with this and adjusting it. I had been using the momentum for so long, and for the most part, man, wow, I was able to set up trades and was only using the momentum, but I really wanted to start adding confluence on the money flow. But if we look right here, right, um, this would be, it would look between like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles right here. So this would be money flow coming down, actually. Price was going up in these candles, but the money flow was technically coming down. And then when it switched here, it would see the money flow coming up, and then price dropped a little bit, but then money continued to come up, continue to come up. So it looks at like roughly about 5 candles back, and that's how it, looks at the money flow. So we could technically, let's do this. So like right here to, let's just say come on mouse, come on mouse, about 5 candles. So these two little dots right here would stay connected to the money flow and would just move with the money flow to monitor what it's doing. We do have other options on the money flow, actually, if we look at it. Let's add an alert to market cipher B. And we're going to do, let's say moving up percentage, right? You can also do that, not the light blue wave. Let's do money flow. But you guys see all these. You can do RSIs and stow RSI and VWAP. I've thought about doing like a VWAP rev bot that monitors the VWAP and how fast it's moving up, but just haven't been able to figure out the math on it. I usually do once per bar close. Once per bar, sometimes you get kind of like reprinting and you get a lot of extra alerts for no reason. Once per minute usually feeds you too much. But of course, we're on 1 minute anyway, so once per bar close is going to give us once a minute. And you would send it to this, which it's really just for admins right now, and then we would set it up. But that's how we could do this, right? So if I wanted to say money flow moving up, 3% in the past 5 bars, it's going to send a signal. So there's different ways to set up confluence, right? What I have actually, like, crossing up. So you could do like money flow crossing up. And we want it crossing up on market cipher B on the 0 line, right? So basically this would send an alert every time money flow was green. As soon as it crosses up, turns green, it sends me an alert. And basically what we would do in the system is set the opposite of this up, and then it would drop below 0 and send us an alert to let us know it's red. So our system basically monitors the stuff that we send it to. We just have to figure out the actual logic that goes behind that. So I'm probably going to get all kinds of alerts and stuff because I don't have multiple screens. Let me jump into the Discord and just check for a second and see what's going on, if there's questions. So the SLs are split, and into, so we actually have a question. Hold on, let me just pull it up real fast, because it's a good question. I believe it was in here. So the reason why the bot monitors all these different trades, because there's like a mathematical issue when you start averaging, because of the way that we run our bots and our signals actually hit the Bybit, because our signals don't actually sit in our program. They actually sit in Bybit, which gives you quite a bit of an advantage. Um, and also, like, I swing and scalp. I know what some of you are going to say, but this is how I do it. I swing and scalp on the same account. So I usually only have like one big swing trade. I guess I do have another swing account, but it's a totally different exchange. But if I have a big swing trade open, I can still scalp in between that. And you can have like 5 conditional limit orders open on each coin. So that helps out a lot. So if I need to trade ETH, Sol, Bitcoin, or whatever, and a few others, I could have a swing open for each. I could have some scalps on each, and I mean, when I scalp, I like scalp. I scalp and run. I'm pretty aggressive when it comes to scalping. I take profit extremely early, and I run. And sometimes, I fight the. I actually think I scalped this right here, and it was like came down, it hit my order, went a little past, and then came back up, and I like took profit like here, and then I just watched it like just fly up. But I just tell myself you can't do that. It was 100% scalp. My strategy was scalping, and that's what I went with, and I just took that profit, got out, and was very happy about it. So yeah, you gotta really fight that sometimes and just let it go. You can't try and chase every dime, because that just ends up backfiring, end up trading emotional. Make the plan and then trade your plan for sure and stick to it. So I hope that answered some of your questions there. And I'm trying to check both our Discord and YouTube. All right, so there was a few like questions on like creating a money flow bot. I did make a short video on that, but my suggestion maybe, if you wanted to do like a 12-minute money flow crossover, which I would definitely paper trade, of course. Maybe come in here, you add an alert on market cipher B. Come on, there we go. And let's see, so we're going to do crossing up, right? And, crossing down, you could take your shorts as well. And let's do money flow, right? Crossing up. And the value would be market cipher B0 line, right? That's what you want to make sure. So every time, and you could do this only once and then just kind of monitor it and like take note, and you could be looking at the market, and when you see this coming way down and you see a nice drawdown of money, you could be like, okay, you know what? On the next crossover, I want to consider taking my money flow crossover on the 12-minute crossing up. So then you could turn it on only once. So when it fires, it's only going to fire right here. But when you come back into this chop, maybe it's not going to fire, right? And so you can kind of wait until you get like a good healthy retracement. And then you can be like, okay, you know what? We've had a good retracement. We've hit a level. We're starting to come back up. I can see the money flow working its way, nice and solid. Then you could turn it on. So that's just one way to keep it going. But if you want to do over and over, you just hit the every single time. You could do this, okay? And what I would recommend is coming in here. Obviously you need to back test and take a look at things. Set it up on the coin you want that you're going to go long. Hopefully you don't short a money flow crossover going up. I mean, usually with autobotting, I really recommend marketing in, but that's up to you guys. Be a wild man. 90% of your, no, I'm just joking. So 3%, this is something like I would do. Well, let me be more honest. I'm more of like a 1 to 2%er. And nice little stop loss. I like to make sure I'm at least a 1-to-1, even when I scalp. Sometimes, depending on the strategy, I might go a little bit longer on the stop loss, but you know, if you lose one really bad trade, then it's going to take you 2 good ones to make it up. So I shoot for a 1-to-1 if I can. Then I'm going to choose my take profits. And then here's the confirmations, right? So if I'm doing like money flow crossover, maybe I want to make sure that my 6-minute bullish momentum value is true. And then I want to make sure my 1-hour bullish momentum, right? So, because I want to make sure I have a good, strong foundation for this move. So I want to look at the 1-hour. So let's say this bot fires 6 times and I only get 1 trade. Hopefully I get the 1 trade that's solid, right? And obviously this is where you would go and back test, you would look and consider the market, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my little webhook to go to my bot, and then I'm going to take my script, I'm going to copy it, which has my bullish momentum and my bullish momentum, 1 on the 6, 1 on the hour. I have not like back tested this personally, I'm just doing a demonstration. Boom, drop it in there. 12-minute MF cross up. Go Bulls. No bears. Call it whatever you want, just give it some names. Go Bulls, no bears. What's going on here? Ah, come on, there we go. Wow. Tiny little keyboard. There we go. Missed my mechanical keyboard. So let's just say I would create that, boom, and then it's going to sit over here. Okay, I'm not going to create it because this is not what I want to do right now. And every time that we get a money flow cross, it's going to want to trade long, okay? But it's going to check the 6-minute, and it's going to say, do we have, technically this would be considered bullish because it peaked way down here, and it's starting to come up. It was actually a very sharp, but that would be considered bullish. And now the question would be, the 1 hour, and I did not look at this beforehand, I just randomly picked this, that would technically be bullish because it's coming up, right? The bot would measure that and go, okay, bullish on the hour, bullish on the 6-minute, and a 12-minute money crossover. Boom, it would fire, right? And there you go. That's how you would set that up. And depending on if you had your alert like only once, it would just send the alert once and then stop and wait for you to turn it back on, or it would send the alert every time it crossed over. So that's one of the options. The other option could be, let's say you want the 1 hour money or the 1 hour price action to be above the 200, right? So maybe you change, instead of 1 hour bullish momentum, maybe you wanted the price action like this to be above the 200. You could add that. Right now, you would have to talk to one of us admins, but these are the kinds of things we're going to be putting in the future. We're going to get together as a team, which means you guys, and seeing like what kind of confluences you want, what kind of money flow monitoring, what kind of VWAP monitoring, momentum, RSI, EMA, there's some other kind of more technical stuff we would like to get monitored as well if we could find a way to do it. But all the ones I've just mentioned are definitely doable. We could do RSI crossovers and all kinds of stuff. So, like for example, you could come in here and add an alert, and you could go market cipher. Let's let's see, let's just do crossing, and you could do the RSI, which you'd have to logically write this out, plan it out. Usually when I build like an autobot like this, there's like days of planning, maybe a week. I take my time, I back test, I draw it out logically. I work with I call him my bot analyst. He's one of my buddies. And, we sit down, we talk about logic, we write things out and whatever. So we take our time, we don't rush things. And let's say we want it to cross on the stow RSI, right? So every time we get like an actual cross, it could fire, okay? So those are things we could do. Stuff like that. So we could also do like 4-hour 200 EMA crossover, right? You could do that as well. Every time it crosses, you could confluence it with momentum if you want, or you could just take the trade at crossed up, right? What you would do is right click it. These are just different things you guys can do. You could come in EMA 200 crossing. Let's say crossing up, right? And the EMA, not the 20. Actually, I think it's called 20. Oh, see, okay, yeah. See, this is why I write things down. Boom. We want BCT to be crossing up on the EMA 200. There we go. That's what we want. That's what we want. Once per bar close. So, for example, if you were to set that up, obviously you'd come here, you'd make your script, you'd plan your trade, okay? Plan your trade and definitely stick to your plan. Don't FOMO. I was the biggest emotional trader in the world. That's one of the reasons why the bot is built. So if you created this, you would drop in right here. Well, I'm just saying, like, this is where it would come up and cross, and you would go long, okay? And if you wanted to do crossing down, you could go short. Crossing up, you could go long. Crossing down, you could go short. Crossing up, and then here's actually like a crossing up and down, right? I'm pretty sure there was enough room for that. Looks like it crossed down barely right there. Just depends if it actually closed underneath, because it does wait for candle close. Actually, I don't think this one would have fired because it was a spike. Because it only does it on close, or if it would spike and then close down here and then it would call it. But it only sends the signal on close because that's what I told it to do. So there's lots of different options here for these kinds of trades. This is actually one I'm actually highly considering because the EMA is really powerful, is trying to add confluence to where I could feel I could get in right here, I could get in right here, I could get in here, and here, and here, and here, and here. And these are good trades. These are very powerful moves. So you could go to the daily. You could set up stuff there. I mean, some of this stuff's crazy. It gets a little choppy in here, though. But I mean, jeez, that's ridiculous. I do know someone who shorted from right here, as far as I know. I know they were still in it, like down here. I talked to them. Pretty impressive. I'm still open. I wasn't shorting. I wanted to, but I was too afraid. I thought we were going to go up and up more. I was still waiting. I think I was waiting for another level up here. Even though others had told me that this was, this was the level. But I think I was looking up at 72 or something. I don't remember. That was a while back. So let me go and check for some questions or anything. Where are the comments on my phone? There it is, live chat. Auto ladder without a starting ending price for the autobot. Like a DCA. So the bot does see every trade as individual. But actually, I have a ladder trade. Come on, computer, what are you doing? Hopefully I just didn't lose connection. My mouse is not working. Good thing we got good old touch screen going on here. Well, it was supposed to be a good thing. Hold on, let me disconnect my keyboard and reconnect it. When in doubt, reboot. There we go. All right, actually, I have a ladder trade set up. I don't fully understand the question, but this is what I do. This is the way I like doing it. It'll just come up and just bam, 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 and then hit them, and then go. And then honestly, sometimes I will actually cancel all the stop losses, and then I will create my own. But that's just me. I like playing in the exchange after the bot's done all the hard work, and then yeah, that's just what I like doing. You don't have to do it that way at all. So when I think of DCA, I think of like just buying, right? Like a trailing buy or something like that. So yeah, I mean you could just definitely put buys in for sure as it comes down. You could just set up a whole bunch of buys on a coin, but I'm definitely more of an in and out trader, so that's definitely what I like doing. Man, look at this. This is really flat. I kind of figured with all this action the way it happened, and since we had such this large pump and then we had like a good healthy retracement and then a nice pullback, I figured, well, I guess this was the pullback, but I figured we would kind of flatten out over the weekend. I'm sure most people did good. This was another one I missed down here. I know quite a few people who snatched that one did very well. Whew, that's a good one. That's a nice trade right there. Yeah, but I figured it'd be nice and quiet this weekend. So, yeah. Hope everyone's weekend's going well. Hope everybody's been doing good. If you have any questions specifically about the bot, now would be a good time. A separate video on the Postman. Oh man, I don't even have Postman set up anymore. I stopped using Postman after we built the website. I used to have Postman, and I had like all of my coins saved. I had all of my favorite scalps, swings. I had all my scripts pre-laid out, and everything. It was crazy. It was definitely crazy. I'll definitely have to ask Morph Switch to do that one. Have him do. I thought he did, and I think in the J stream he did a example. This is something I like to do. Oh, I don't have this on the right. See, my computer had some issues, so I don't even have. Man, I was gonna show you guys. I use this draw IO to like put my bot trading strategies in, you know. Yeah, so you can draw diagrams, and I actually like put the scripts and stuff, and I'll just show you that later. I'll fix my other computer when I got time. Yeah, I'm kind of a, well, I wouldn't say I'm a noob when it's for Postman. I just don't have it set up anymore. Compared to Boar Switch, I am. Guy's awesome. So, in our Discord, we have this Confluence ideas. You guys, yeah, I use Notepad++ a lot too. That's one of my favorite. I like how it keeps actual code in JSON like separated up. I use it for configuring network equipment as well. Just to keep like firewall and switch configurations and stuff. So I use it a lot. I use it a lot for work and for this. So these Confluence ideas, we're keep posting in here. I do look at these, and this will be definitely something I want to go over. Do we have like a money flow, 4-hour money flow? I think we added that, yeah. But yeah, that was a powerful one as well. So keep these ideas coming in. I like to think about it in two ways, really, right? So I guess this will help you guys out because to kind of understand how the admins look at it, right? I look at like environment, right? What kind of environment am I in with my bot? Am I in a uptrend? Am I in a downtrend, right? Like an actual downtrend, like a big one, or here this one's pretty decent downtrend right here. Or am I in like a sideways market, and like how big of an environment am I going for? Am I going for like the daily, the weekly, so I can trade on the 1 and 2 hour and 4 hour? Or am I looking at the 1, 2, and 4 hours so I can trade on the 6, 12, and 24, right? Or am I looking at the 6, 12, and 24 to trade on like the 30-second 1 and 3, So that's usually what I try to do is I try to like look at the 1 and 4 hour to kind of get my environmental cues going. Am I in an uptrend, downtrend, sideways market? And then so what's my plan going to be on my lower time frames for my entries, and if I'm trying to scalp or swing. So feel about the 18-minute and the 3-hour would be good to add to our Confluence. Yeah, we can definitely consider that. I've never traded those time frames. I've looked at them. I guess not the 18, but just to see like what's going on. And so am I looking at the 1 hour being over the EMA with money flow green? I would consider that to be very bullish, right? I would consider this environment to be extremely bullish, right? Money flow really started about there, right? Started coming up, then it crossed over right here, and then we went into like a little mini bull market right here, right? It's above the 200. It's money flows green. I would consider that bullish, right? And so as we're building different bots and different things like that with Confluence, these are the kinds of things that we can think about, consider adding into um, into everything. So into the bot, and we can figure stuff out. So but yeah, overall and all, the bot's been good. You guys have been great. Been using it. I got a few things. I almost said on the back burner, but I got a few things in my pocket that I'm working on that hopefully will work really well for all of us. We'll have more on that in the future. So there's not really much to go over today as far as like the markets and stuff. It's just kind of is what it is today. I wouldn't be trading. I'm actually not trading right now, but I didn't trade that much last week. I think I snatched a short. So I think I talked about the one right here, and then I came down and got stopped out, and then tried to get back into this one, but I wasn't quick enough because I was working. Like I was even just trying to set up the bot and run away, but I was too slow for that. And I think, yeah, this was one right here. Everybody was coming in and everybody started shorting and everybody started shorting and everybody started shorting, and then it just squeezed, whoosh, shot upwards, stopped a lot of people out. Yeah, I would say we're about 1 to 2 months for the like J auto trading. We're just wanting to make sure that everything's working good system wise, and yeah, make sure that the confluences we're choosing for the time frames are, going to deliver the best results for paper trading. So really show you guys educationally how to use the bot and stuff, and yeah, it's nice when we start doing that. um let's see, another thing you guys could do, let's see, let's do market cipher. Actually, let's do DBSR. Oh, actually, market cipher SR. So, wow, I just dropped everything on the chart. Let's go ahead and focus on this for a minute, right? Let's see. Can we get you out of the way, bro? There we go. There we go. So I got market cipher, DBSI, and then market cipher SR, right? See, it's ignoring a signal because it doesn't match the confirmations. So, I'm actually wondering what kind of confluence we can get from this. Add an alert on market cipher DBSI. Oh, there's long entries and short entries. Greater than, less than, entering channel, moving up, right? So we've got all these options. Let's do greater than just to see what's there. What kind of values can we have? That's the support and resistance. That's market cipher. So I guess I wanted the DBSI. What are you doing? Yeah, that is that one. Okay. Let's see. I'm just seeing what kind of options we have in here. I was kind of wanting to see what I could do with the trend strength numbers here. I know how to follow these, but I'm not going to try and explain the math. So on the like support and resistance side of things, I wonder what kind of confluence we could have here. Yeah, it is exciting to wake up and have a bunch of profitable paper trades. Absolutely. And with my job, which I love, it's amazing. Good company, take good care of me. Super busy. So that's kind of where the bot was born, because I'm like, I know exactly what I want. I know the confluences, I know the momentum, I know the levels, I know the entries. I just can't manage it. I just can't watch the market. So there the bot was born. Let's see. Crossing up. Pivot high. Pivot low. Center of range. Cipher resistance, cipher support. Oh, that's good stuff. Oh, you can trade the VWAP too? Man, that's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of stuff you could do. And so, one thing you guys can do is you can set up the bot to fire off of anything, right? You can come in here and you can drop a line, you can drop a whatever, you can support and resistance line, you can, you know, as far as actually trading, you know, when you cross this support up here, on the market cipher SR, you can set like pivot high, pivot low, and you can actually have a trade fire off that. And then when you go to the portal and you set your your trend or what you want, which I just had a bunch of ideas flood my brain right now because I actually haven't looked at the market cipher SR specifically with this in mind, but I'm kind of liking what I'm seeing. You could build your own confluences and your own trades, and you could probably scalp this. I don't know if I'd recommend doing this. I always wanted to have a 30-second scalper, but whoo-wee, good luck. I've never been able to make a profitable one. It's usually profitable for like a short period of time. I made a killing on a few, but it was usually short-lived. It's hard to monitor. Anyway, I'm just kind of leaving time for questions, and if anybody has anything, I just happen to have time today to do this, and just wanted to kind of spend it with you guys and hang out for a little bit, see what's going on. Just checking the Discord, seeing what's going on. Yep. So yeah, looking again at the stop losses and why we have multiple stop losses for one and not putting it into one. And the main reason why is you might be swing trading a trade, and then you might be scalping, and you don't want that averaging, because then your stop loss, if you like scalp, or if you swing trade 40,000, but then you scalp 45, you don't want your stop loss to be at like 42,500 on your scalp. So it just gets kind of mathematically hard to figure things out. I think that's why it would be best, which I should follow my own advice here, is to have swing account, scalp account, which we're going to work on getting multiple bots set up. But you could have multiple API keys. And because it's a swing, you could get that set up, you could get it in there. Once your swing fires, then you could switch back and start scalping, with your bot. So as many API keys as needed. Trading view indicators. I don't know about you guys, man, but I'm highly considering this market cipher SR thing. I'm just wondering where this, because I haven't really actually watched it. I mean, I know CryptoVac does levels 2 and stuff, but I would be interested to see, if we were hunting shorts, hunting longs. Interesting. I think that's all I had for today that I really wanted to go over. I was just kind of wanting to, open everybody's mind up a little bit on this. I've been using the bot so long, sometimes logically I take things for granted, Oh, it messed up again. Yeah, leave. Let's go back. Oh, hopefully I don't lose the stream because of that. Probably not, but it's okay if we do. .12 minute. Yeah, man, you guys are welcome. I've been using this tool really since the earliest days of its creation. And it's been awesome. I knew when, I had something like this and was using it, and it's just working really well. And I mean, definitely got to pick your entries. You got to understand your confluences, but we definitely got a good group of people to do that. And, you know, Jason's awesome. I think he's one of the best ones I've seen as far as TA. Let's check the Discord real quick. I think we're good, guys. I hope you guys have a good weekend. Let us know if you have any trouble. This was just kind of a chill stream, looking at some of the options and different things we can do. And I think I'm going to dig into this a little bit more. This market cipher SR, getting some. Oh yeah, I'm highly thinking about this. I'll tell you what, especially coming into like a higher time frame. Maybe not that high. Something that would trade a little more often. Well, I guess there's a lot of support and resistances going on there. Did I miss the 4-hour? Was I not seeing it as much? Oh, yep, there we go. I don't know. See, I think we could build something. I think we could design something that would just be ridiculous and incredible. Come on. This mouse pad it's a Surface. I'm not using my regular computer because it's mad at me right now. It's angry. I put 4,000 megahertz RAM in it. Yep, I'll tell you. Support and resistance. See, you kind of match some of this kind of stuff up, right? With confluence of maybe even the EMA, possibly money flow, momentum. And you got the bot trying to hunt these resistances and supports, and I don't know, man. I think that's going to be pretty amazing. Oh yeah, I guess I could have done a hashtag everyone. That was a good point. Well, let's go ahead and do it. I got a few minutes left. It's gonna be like hashtag everyone. I'm getting off now. We'll see if that worked. I just edited it. Maybe we'll get a few more questions now. We'll do one more hashtag everyone here. So everybody here, let's just do this. Let's do hashtag beta testers. Bam. I wouldn't even mind going over some of this again because it's good stuff, man. Good stuff. Let's check YouTube. Let's go ahead and let me do this. Reset chart. Bam. See, look at this divergence, man. It came up, it hit that level. Came up, hit this resistance, and then just dropped. Huh. I might create some alerts on this, guys, just to start doing some testing, just to see when it prints, how it prints, stuff like that. All right, I'm supposed to be looking for my own stream here. Hold on. All right, I'm back watching the chat. Then in the stream, like crypto face. What, just like abruptly? I usually don't make it to the end of his streams. I get to watch most of them, like most of it, but I usually don't make it to the end. I usually get called away for work or school or something. Or puppy dog. Have you found some nice confluence strategies that work on the autopilot? Yeah, I sure have actually. Some keep in my back pocket, and then others, will definitely be sharing. And yeah, definitely. One of the ones I'm working on right now is the 12-minute money flow. That's one of the ones that we're testing out and working on. I really just started looking at this market cipher SR. I'm very, very, very highly interested in that. So I'm highly interested in this one now. Like, I'm really going to set some alerts on this and have them sent to my phone so I can test them. So as soon as I get them, I can run in and see, like, when did that get printed? Was it printed after or before? Does it print here and then it hits later? Like, does it print like the candle after? That's just things like I want to know. But yeah, the 12-minute money flow is definitely one we're working on. Just different things like that, different confluences, but in all reality, you guys can definitely start, like picking out your own and trying to decide, which ones to do, because you can really fire this thing off of anything inside of TradingView. And I recommend back testing as much as you can. When you forward test, of course, we always paper trade. But you can come in, you can create your own signal, you can add your confluence 6-minute, 1 hour bullish, and you could even say, like, I want to be as picky as the 3-minute money flow going up, you know. So yeah, and then when you come down to the script, it'll have everything you put in here. You may take less trades, but hopefully it's because they're more profitable, and it's the name of the game. And plus, I feel like this gives you the opportunity to plan your trades. You're not just like sticking anything in here and hitting send as fast as you can to try and make a trade. You're looking ahead. You're picking out a level. You're saying, I want to see these things, and if I don't want to go in. If I do, I want to take the trade. And I feel like that really helps to take out the emotion of trading and the FOMO. I mean, like flopping groper, definitely like one of my favorite videos, one of my favorite guys, him and CryptoFace both. I actually almost quit trading until I found them. And then I started to do a little bit better, but I still felt like I was throwing dice, still felt like it was almost more gambling than it was investing. And then that's when I found Jay and Jay's course and went through all that. And yeah, the bot. So back testing. I have some people I know that are more skilled than me, but you can actually like build a strategy tester That's beyond me. I'm not a coder. Um, I do lots and lots and lots of other things, but coding is not it. Um, but you can do that. I've actually really thought about going in and looking at like PineScript and trying to learn that because, I mean, I work in IT, so I'm not like oblivious to code. I mean, I've been doing stuff like this for a long time now, being able to customize this kind of stuff. And it was before we had a nice little website that I could, go to and select, like I was like, hey, what about this? And hey, let me, edit this. And oh, okay, let me make sure it's closed and, all that craziness. So what I do a lot of times when I backtest is I simply come in here and I start looking. Well, what happens if I trade the 12-minute money flow? Well, this is how I do it, which a lot of times it's more cumbersome. But, I start doing this kind of stuff. I start dropping it in here, right? I start dropping lines. I start looking at things. Let me go ahead and get rid of, at least visually. Excuse us for a minute, SR. Way back here, right here. So I would like drop those on, and then I'm like, okay, I see these. So let me go look at the 1 hour. What does the 1 hour look like during those three? There was a really big, money flow crossover down here, money flow cross down here, money flow cross down on the 12, money flow probably cross down on others, and we just had this massive drop, right? Money flow started to come up, and then it crossed over on the 12 right here and then came up. Actually, this is where we had a really big move. I mean, that's how I backtest. And I'll sit here and I'll just, I just go for it. I look at momentum, I look at different confluences, different time frames, and then I forward test. Then I go ahead and set it up. I set the alerts and I set the scripts and the plan and put it in forward motion. See what happens. Keep track of it. Usually run a spreadsheet. I'm pretty good at Excel, and I also have my bot analyst. I call him. He's amazing, smart, and he's also even better at Excel than I am. So between the two of us, usually we can, we could go as far as creating pivot tables and graphing stuff, but usually we just run data tables and you know pull numbers and see what's best. But yeah, that's usually what I do. And I like looking at it, like you said, with my own eyes because I can quickly be like, oh, what was the 4 hour doing? Oh, the 4 hour is still green, but we kind of had this, big drop, or, come back into the 24-minute. What did that look like? And well, during this time, whatever. And it just, because my eyes, they see the RSI, they see the momentum, they see the money flow, they can see the VWAP, it sees a lot more, than just like running a backtest strategy. But I think there's times for both, and that's definitely something I need to work on. But usually I forward test everything. I got a bot that's forward testing like crazy right now. A couple of them actually. So I know I went over it earlier, but to give you guys kind of some ideas, um, having price action above the EMA on the 4 hour with green money flow at the same time. Excuse me, to me, that's bullish. Okay. To me, that's very bullish. So I wouldn't necessarily want to hunt shorts with an autobot, right? I would want to hunt longs because I have a lot more. The probability would be a lot higher for me to be successful with a long than a short during this time. Because you could almost make a mistake and come in a little too early, and as long as you don't get stopped out, you're still going to get pumped, right? And then same goes for the opposite. Once you come down and you start getting pushed and money flows down, you see this? Below the 200, money flow coming down, just drops, right? So I wouldn't be wanting to hunt longs here. I mean, yes, there's a big long right here that I would totally miss out on, and I would totally miss out on this. But once we hit this, I would start hunting longs again. So this was actually, I remember this, man. This was really, I know there was people out there calling some of this, but this was funky to me. This was hard to trade right here. This was hard to trade for me. Wait, that's not what I was. Wait, is that what I was looking at? Hold on a minute. I was looking at. Where is it? We had those weird. No, I think that was it. Yeah, forgive me, I'm kind of rambling a little bit. Yeah, I think this was it. Yeah, this was it. Okay, yeah, this was. Man, I remember like kind of looking at the market going, what are you doing, bro? Like, stuff like this just happened so fast, so quick. I'm like, what are you doing? Anyway. Let's see what we got. I find myself. So, yeah, money flow up or down would go back 5 bars as well. Yeah. And sorry if you guys hear the puppy. We got a puppy and she's a little sad at the moment. So floor out, yeah, the 4 hour money flow up or down would go back 5 bars as well. Yeah. Right now we're doing pretty much everything 5 bars. We're just trying to get some data, to get a feel for that one. The momentum, man, we've been working on that one for, oh my goodness, for a very long time. So that one's, I feel, is pretty solid. You find yourself getting front run a lot and ignoring due to the bad confirmations. So what I would do, if you're like setting up a swing trade, right? You kind of want to be looking at the 1 hour, right? And then you might want to be looking at like the 12 minutes as well. So you're gonna get your environmental like cue. That's just what I call it. Like set up from the 1 hour, right? You're gonna make sure you've got your div, price action kind of going up, a little bit, and then your divergence coming down. I'm sorry, the money flow, the momentum coming down, right? Because you can kind of see that happening right here. We're already starting to get our pullback right here. And then, that's when you'd go to your 12. And then this is where you're really looking for your entry, right? So right here actually was one of the ones. So this is one that the momentum was really tight. To me, this is a div right here. The bot probably did not measure that because it's only 50 back right now. So it would have been really close and tight. So if you're trying to enter on the 12, why does it keep doing this to me? Let's open a new tab. Yeah. Let's let this load back up real quick. Probably take me to the 1 hour. Yep, that's what I thought. So let's go back to the 12, right? So maybe on this specific one right here, the 6 minute would have been better, right? Because you would have came up here, the momentum was already starting to fall, but if it's a swing trade and it's a 1 hour and you've already got your 1 hour div, maybe that's all the confirmation you need. So it just takes back testing. It takes time. I pick and choose, I'm a scalper, so I usually stay on the lower time frames, but that's because I take profit early and usually I take a lot of it. When I do swing trade, I guess, which is quite a bit, I am on the 1 hour and I'm looking for, this coming down, but usually I treat it kind of as a scalp. I take profit early especially in a bullish environment. You know, I would say up until recently, this was a super, I mean, not a super bull run, but it was a pretty good solid bull run, that we had coming up right here. So knowing that we're going to need to be shorting soon, especially with the 1 hour coming down on the money flow and stuff, and then getting this last pump with the bearish divergence. Yeah, it's just really learning to see what fits your trading style. Laddering in does help. This is my version of laddering in. Some people would probably drive them crazy, but I just set up 5 trades. Bam, they're there. If we get our pump and we hit those, boom, boom, boom. If I only get half or 2 or 3, I'm fine. If I get all of them, that's fantastic. And then, hopefully we'll come down, they'll all take profit and get locked in, and I'll be happy. So it does not average the price when you ladder in. At one point, a version of the bot did do that. We had major problems with the mathematics on that, especially if you had a swing trade open and at 40,000, and then you enter a scalp at 45, and it was averaging your stop loss at like 42,500, and there was just all kinds of. In the future, I'm sure we can do it. Just at the moment, because you'd almost have to like separate the logic out where you're like, oh, I'm laddering in, I'm going to go over here, I'm going to do this sub program, I'm going to run this sub mathematics, and then the bot's going to know what to do. And if I'm taking a scalp, I'm going over here, I'm hitting this sub program, I know what the mathematics are to that. So more complicated. That's a Borf switch thing. I work a lot with the logic of how it works, but he is the master of that kind of programmable mathematics. I let him, you know, I turn to him on all that kind of stuff. So feel free to drop your questions in the chat. The only reason I'm staying on is a few people came on. Like I said earlier, I'm really going to be checking this out. If anybody else tests this, and I would love for you to reach out to me and let me know. I'm going to be running my own tests as well. Oh, well, we just took profit on something. I didn't. Yeah, I'll take profit orders have been filled. Well, that's cool. I didn't know I was in a trade. Oops, not paying attention. I'll take profit orders have been filled. Oh, I got one earlier today too. That's cool. These are small. These are not. Of course, they're all paper trades anyway. But yeah. And I mean, yeah. So that's cool. All right, I'm excited. And then there was another one filled. Stop loss order filled. Okay, so took profit on that one. Okay, so that was probably more of a break-even situation there. Interesting. Well, that's cool. Take that. All right, so this is very interesting to me. I just want to give you guys a heads up. If you right-click and clear, remove drawings, just know that it's going to clear all of your alerts if you have them like this on the chart. So, yeah. Just want you to know that. I've had to remake those before. Okay. Yeah, so if anyone gets into the point where they're starting to set up alerts on the Market Cipher SR, I would be very interested in your results. I'm going to be running some myself because I feel like we could potentially autobot that one to death. That one might be awesome, especially the bigger time frames for swings. Because swings are probably honestly my weakest. Shouldn't be, but I just can't hold on to a trade. I take profit and run. Probably a good and bad thing. Yeah, so the bot works from entry price. Yeah. So if you have five, like all five of these will technically be five separate trades. A lot of times I will go in and once they've all hit, bam, 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 right? I will manually set a stop loss. Um, I'll cancel all five of these and I'll manually set a stop loss. But once you do that, the bot breaks and then you have to manage it yourself. But I like playing with it. Um, that's why actually when you're in the exchange and if one of these fill, you can actually take your stop loss, you can move it, and then the bot will keep track of it as long as you don't cancel it. Once you cancel it, it won't watch. Obviously, it thinks the trade's dead. Um, but if you just move it and move your take profits and stuff around, the bot keeps track of that. And I do that a lot, but that's just because I just like to play with it. To me, it's like a video game or something. I like to chase the price once I've locked in profit and, chase the price with stop loss and, because sometimes maybe I put a 1% in it's like 1% stop loss or something, or the take profits right here, but I'd rather have it under this swing low right here, or something like that. So I'll move it. Yeah, we're getting a little bit of a tank there. Market's going. So right now, guys, I'm really just leaving this open for you guys to ask questions and look at things. So feel free to ask. This would be a good time. Take profit and run. Yeah. Me too, bro. I get stopped out more than anybody, man. I know some other traders who are just so brave and they're like, "Oh, I'm leaving it right here." And I'm like, "Oh, you're crazy." But then I get stopped out and they don't, and then like the market just totally goes in their favor. But, I walk away with my profit, so I stay happy with that. I am definitely in and out, in and out. But I'm working on some swing strategies to kind of help me. That's why I actually have a separate exchange that I don't watch like a hawk. So it's kind of funny. I had to move money out, so I'll swing trade it instead of scalp it. But hey, profit's profit. Love making that paper. So, um, I don't. Yeah, I see your question in there about several hundred people running copy trading. Um, I really don't think we're going to run into a problem with that. I don't think our target is like thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people. Not that we're going to be like private and keep everybody out, but we kind of are. Um, but at the same time, like one of my things I like to do is to watch the order flow. There is just so much liquidity. It's ridiculous. Like, you start really looking at like bookmap and you just see you know, like I've actually seen like $2 billion move. It's just ridiculous. Like because, especially with the level trade or with the copy trading specifically, right? One, I want to potentially offer copy trading for like autobots and stuff that we build custom as a team. So that will be custom, right? So we'll be entering the market not necessarily when everybody else is. Um, but when we're doing like J setups and trying to really pick those really good swing trades out and stuff, especially at those levels, there's so much money coming in and out. It's ridiculous. And I think we'd have to be in like tens of thousands and we'd all have to mostly be whales. And then I think we would hit some sell walls and stuff. But I don't really see that happening. So not that many. Um, so yeah, I personally have thought about that a lot, but like Crypto Face goes in, and I mean, he does have to pay attention to what exchange he's on, and I'm sure he's very strategic, and I've heard him talk about how he goes in and out, because he's going in with, millions. So, yeah, I just don't. Usually, when you're, trading like that, it's not that kind of, not that big. But yeah, it's definitely a good thought. And I think the way that we watch Bookmap and order flows, we would see that problem coming potentially anyway. But yeah, usually when you get down to a level, you start looking, there's just millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars just flowing back and forth. So I don't think so. But it's definitely something we'll keep an eye on. But I'm definitely excited about the custom bots we'll be able to do as a group. That'll be awesome. It'll be fun. And see the kinds of things that everybody can come up with. I definitely saw a strategy about the RSIs being spread real hard like this. Having like a massive pullback between them, and then you would long, obviously. And there was actually a pretty good snapback here, and so let's see. I have never tested this one. I'm just looking at it like, because they say when it gets really spread, yeah, there would be the short right here, right? And yeah, I mean, it gets pulled way up, and then there's like this massive pull down. This is the kind of stuff I like doing, right? No, looking for them to be way apart. Way apart. Let's see, like right here. I mean, there was it pulled up, and then it kind of got pulled back and then pulled up. So I guess if you hung on to that, I guess if you entered in over here when you had the big spread, or even over here, eventually, depending on your stop loss, let's just say worst case. Yeah, no, it's not really a 1-to-1. That's not very good. These other ones were. So pop the questions in. I'm just doing this chill stream. Market's not really doing anything. If you got questions about the bot or the auto trading or any kind of paper trading ideas you got, let me know. Stuff like this sometimes I'm just like, who bought in? Like what triggered right here, If you look at the money flow, it's like almost vertical. Get like a money flow acceleration bot. I don't know if that's possible. That'd be too fast. I think I was looking at the market when this happened, and I was like, well, I expected a move up, but goodness, someone put a rocket booster on it. And I actually almost wanted to short right here, but there just wasn't a level. There was just nothing there, but I just kind of saw it like just up too fast, and it was just like started pulling back, and I was like, no. I'm glad I didn't, because that would have been a bad one. That's why you make your rules and follow your rules. Don't FOMO. No flopping and groping either. I was the king of that. It's going up. It's going down. Might have to delete this stream, just rambling. Just checking the Discord. Thanks for those of you that did stop in. It's pretty awesome. Testing has been going very well. Lots of great feedback. I need to go check out my P&L later. Those other trades I guess I had going. Getting this massive pump. All right, maybe not. ADA green dot trigger with 12-minute bullish momentum and 3-minute bullish momentum has done well for me. That's awesome. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Usually when I trade alt, I trade USDT. All right. So I'm assuming you have your green dot would be your trigger, is what we call it, or that's what I call it. Hopefully you're doing this trigger down here. I would be afraid to do every green dot. I don't know. Yeah, because look at all this green dot, red dot, green dot, red dot, green dot, red dot right here. I don't know. Maybe you can. I don't know. Probably not usually. Yeah, you do something like that. That's all you got to do, man. Right click, add alert, market cipher, green dot. Bam. So the green dot is the green dot, the like bigger green dot down on the bottom. It's the one where it drops below the lower momentum. And then the other one, which it says small green dot, right, would be the little green dot up here. So green dot once per bar close is what I'd recommend. You'd put your information in here, come and get your confirmations, choose your confirmations wisely. Back test, go on. That's what I do, man. I do a lot of back testing. Copy and paste it in here. Bam, just like that. That's pretty cool. So here's the ADA. Let's see, where'd we get that green dot? Right there. Bam. We look at the 12-minute. Come over here. Oof, that was a good entry. That was good. I probably would have gotten stopped out on it the way I play. Not here. I would have done that. I would have came up, got profit. Ooh, look at that. See, to me, that's I almost said cash money. That's cash paper right there, man. Bam. See, if I wasn't chicken, but I guaranteed I'd be way in. My stop loss would be. But man, yeah, I like that. That's awesome. See, little things like that, man. Little strategies for the coins you guys use. And if there's another confluence you look at that you really like, put it in this section. We can talk about it, and we'll vote on adding new coins, new confluence. I mean, we're just getting rolling with this thing. This is just starting up. Start having all kinds of confirmations and start doing, don't do this. I'm just doing it as an example. This is not going to, I can't even type in here. I thought you could. Shows what I know about my own bot. Just kidding. I just forgot you couldn't. Yeah. Come down. So, like, for example, in the future, you could add something like, this will not work for you guys, so don't type it in. Price action. Above EMA 200, right? We could have confluence like that and just have value true or false or whatever. Probably up or down. I'd probably do price action. Actually, what I would probably do is price action 200 EMA up, right? Or down. But this is just an example. This will not work. You won't find this yet. But we can do stuff like this, on whatever time frame we decide and different things like that. I tend to like this one for identifying if I'm in a bullish or bearish environment, if I want to be taking shorts or longs. But that's super cool. Man. Something so simple, working so smooth. Look at that. Look at this right here, too. Bam. It's another one. That would have been a nice one. Especially if you could have braved it, I'm chicken, so. Yeah, it depends if you were looking to swing trade that. That's a pretty bigger stop loss, but I mean, whew. That's a gnarly one right there. Give a little bit more room. What I've done to get over my chicken fever is just take a lot of profit out, and then you can leave the stop loss behind my entry. That way, if I get stopped, I'm still in profit. But you usually you gotta collapse the trade so much. Yeah, it kind of becomes wondering if it's worth it. Well, I appreciate your guys' patience today on my tiny surface, trying to do a live stream. Just wanted to connect with everyone. Super glad a lot of you stopped by. Probably just go ahead and make this video private on ye old YouTube. So yeah, keep me informed on your big green dot for ADA. But man, stuff like that's what I'm talking about. It's pretty awesome. Wonder how you could do with the doing the red dots too. Anyway. I wonder how powerful the ADA EMA cross is. Probably significantly. That's interesting. Anyway, I could probably sit here all day and do this kind of stuff. Oof, I don't even want to measure that one. Alright guys, if there's no more questions, I will jump off here, and I really appreciate you guys coming by, and I'll be seeing a lot of you in the old Discord, so have any questions, hit us up. Appreciate you guys' patience as we try and answer things and, do our best to, give support. All right. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you later. I'm dropping off.